season, so it's a European debut for their new coach. Hearts have played well this season in patches, and they played against Celtic in the weekend. 3 changes, no Tal, he's injured, Brelli succumbed to illness, and Wallace as well drops out. In come Nielsen, Fisas and Karapidas.
Well, of course they'll miss Brelli, but 4-4-2. I think they need another high-octane, high-tempo performance to get a result tonight. But I think they're getting better as the weeks go by, or as days go by.
So AEK Athens don't play Manduka, who played against Rangers. He's a new signing, but look out for Martin Potasso at right back, and Panagiotis Lagos, he plays number 19 on the right side of midfield.
Yeah, Lagos a bright hope, and it'll be interesting to see Emerson again playing. I wonder if he's a wee bit more mobile than he showed in his spell at Ibrox.
The substitutes for Hearts include Jamie Mole. Our referee is 41-year-old Dane Nikolai Vorkwarts. Been on the FIFA list since 1999. He'll not be phased at all by this. Well, Emerson only played in the capital once as a Rangers player. He played at Tynecastle. The scoreline, Hearts 0, Rangers 4.
I will say they're a very, very gifted player. I mean, I saw him play 2 or 3 times, but it's whether he can get about the pitch.
The noise that greets the huddle is tremendous.
Fabulous as well, Paul, for Stephen Presley. Nice like this. He's worked really hard all his career to get nice like this, and he's achieving it now. Deserves everything he gets.
So the Hearts captain facing a winner of Euro 2004, but he has a man in that squad alongside him. AEK have enjoyed the visit to Scotland in the past, although Hibs fans will recall that Apakaluna scored with a last-minute header, then he would have banished the Greeks at Easter Road just under 5 years ago. We're underway. Fisas immediately involved in the action. Cirillo plays it away. And Craig Gordon showing what he's capable of. He's known for using his hands, but tell you what, not too bad there. Ivic going through, he's tumbled. Mikulinas in for Česnauskas. Mikulinas, who's been a sub in the 2 European matches against Cherokee Brujek, is on from the start. So an early opportunity for AEK. Here comes across, put it away by Mikulinas. Cesar on the far side. Right, made an impact for Cherokee. What can Cesar do? Not a lot, although there's a stumble there. Problems. Ball gets cut across, and Karapidas gets in there very quickly indeed. Well, he's making his debut, a Greek, AEK Salonika, or Pauk if you prefer. And he has to now get ready to defend the corner. Cesar. 4 to take. Ivic has come up. Rather mishit, although Roman Bednar sweeps it away. Lagos plays the ball in. Problems here for Hearts. That's a terrific ball in behind. Both strikers moving very quickly.
It's a great ball in behind, but there's absolutely no pressure on the ball there. The Fisas does really well as a fullback to cover in there and clear the danger. Not a great start though by Hearts.
Well, they had to be very alert there. Well, there's about 500 of them. They'll be much more uncomfortable in Athens, but they've come in their numbers here. Potasso went short. Cesar plays it across. The head flicking off the back. Cirillo plays it back across. Hearts not sure where they are at the moment. Trying to sweep the ball away. Emerson. Well, he's not lost his shooting ability.
Well, it's a decent corner in the box, but really Hearts have got to handle that better, and it's a real let-off. And then it's just...
Well, Delas hitting the bar there. Oh,
well,
that's Presley.
Stephen Presley, yeah. Stephen's trying to get as close as he could, but just heading it the wrong way. It's a let-off early on.
Hearts have only conceded 1 own goal in the European history. It was almost an unwanted statistic for Stephen Presley to add to that. Well, it can be a dangerous job at the back.
I think it was the quality of the corner as well. I mean, I don't think at that pace Craig Gordon can actually come from that, although it was only 4 or 5 yards from the goal.
Hearts with a free kick. McCann was tumbled. Cirillo goes up, Emerson. Ball up there for Capitanos. Nice from McCann. Garapidas played against AEK Athens last season. Ironic then he makes his Hearts debut against them here. Aguiar was loose. Cirillo. Which looks up. Johnson that far side. AEK Athens coming back. Once again the ball comes in. Ivic tries the little trick. Cesar. Well, we've been playing just under 4 minutes and we know they're a decent side already.
They certainly are tasty. I mean, the awareness here with the back heel into Cesar's pass was different class. He's actually tried to curl it in the top corner there, showing a bit of confidence. Maybe they'd been better off striking it at the goal, but it's a great move, there's no doubt about it.
Well, Lorenzo Serafera, the new coach, has brought in a new attitude as well, I'm told. Gone are the defensive ways of last season. And then there's a very much an attacking style of football, and we've seen that already. Bednar gets the flick. Cirillo came forward. Fisas thought that was already going to go out. A little tug there. Involved heavily in the action. Lagos the man going down. It's the central defender, Bruno Cirillo, the Italian, who's down.
I think Fisas just lost concentration there, Paul. I think he thought maybe the ball was going out, but it's definitely a foul.
That's a bit of Greek wrestling. So Bruno Cirillo getting some attention. Well, he's played for Siena. Into Milan.
I think possibly one of Hearts strikers came in just a little bit late for an aerial challenge here and just give him a little knock in the ribs.
Well, Bednar and Pospisil leading the line for Hearts this evening. And they were getting right in amongst them. And there, Bruno Aguiar just going in across the Portuguese there.
Didn't look a lot in it at all there.
Stayed on his feet for a while too. Vladimir Ivic. Georges. It's a nice little turn. Worked again. Liveropoulos is a real danger, and they're not afraid to have a go.
Well, it's like a training game just now. They're letting it through them. Wee dummy strikes at goal. I mean, that's a great effort. Just went over in the last second.
Well, they enjoyed training here last night so much that Hearts couldn't get them off the pitch. They eventually had to turn the sprinklers on to force AEK Athens off the Murrayfield surface. Pospisil. Nicolinus. Cirillo is back and he is okay. Aguiar. Ball not forward. And away again it goes. Hearts are there under the cosh. Lagos brought down. And Aguiar just making sure that nothing could be taken until Hearts were ready. That's some terrific football. Nicely stepped inside. The challenge was a good one. It had to be Garapidas. Hearts then try and go on the break. It was Liveropoulos again causing the problems. Lagos is out wide. Decent ball in. Craig Gordon shouts, better got initial header. Presley has to be firm there. The ball just squeezing away from Hearts. There's a little touch on the heel of Fisas there. That came from Capitanos. The referee didn't spot it.
It's a crazy game so far. I mean, I don't even know what happened to Fisas there. And Stephen Presley's got to be really careful here. If he lunges in there, he gives away a penalty.
Just a little catch on the ankle.
He's just clipped him in the ankle, I think.
Stephen Presley had to get back. Liveropoulos bringing it down very well indeed. And Aguiar, well, it was almost a bad break. Well, you'd be forgiven for thinking that AEK, the home side, they're also onside. Lagos is going to go for goal. And I'll tell you what, it's just as well for Hearts that he did.
Well, Takis Fisas is going crazy because he thinks he's going to give him the ball back or it's going to be out. But Emerson's played the ball in behind him. You see Fisas here just claiming. He's run in behind him. I don't think you can stop with that with Paul. No, that's certainly not at this level of football, and he should have done a lot better there.
12 years between them. Fisas 33, Lagos 21, and the youth perhaps a little impulsive. The veteran player won't forget that though. Emerson wins the header. Kalunas was drawn very, very much into the middle. Julio Cesar still trying to go. There's been one or two physical challenges and some complaints to the referee, who's trying to let things go. Nielsen with a great ball forward. Mikalunas, if he believed he may have got there. Cirillo, and for the first time Stefano Sorrentino comes into the game. Liberopoulos again, plays it out wide. Ivic. Brother was a Yugoslav international. Ballbecks played across. Goes again. Nielsen has to win that ball, and he does so. Then dispossessed. Robbie Nielsen was strong in the end. And well, they're certainly very lively, and Hearts, well, if they wondered how easy it was going to be or how hard, they found out. Well,
it's tough. I think the problem is maybe the guys will pick up on it. I think they're going 4-2-3-1, you know, with Capitanis as a lone striker with three guys in behind, and their movement's absolutely terrific.
We were warned about Cesar and Lagos, the man in the wide positions. It's Cesar, third corner of the match. Better dealt with by Hearts, but nobody just on the edge waiting for it. Lagos plays it up wide. The offside flag is up. Torben Jensen on the near side. But again, they're not scared to bring the ball down and use the wide areas.
Well, Hearts got out really well there. I'm not quite sure if he was offside.
Yes, I think is the answer.
Maybe half a yard, yeah.
Well, sometimes these go for you and sometimes they go
definitely. The danger is Lagos and Cesar in the wider areas. They look like terrific footballers.
Certainly, Julio Cesar looks a step up on the Brazilians who were here with Cherokee Brieg.
Without a doubt.
Played forward, Aguiar. Bednar. He's not a sniff in the game so far. Karapidas onto Mikalunas. Pospisil, better play. Back inside, Aguiar's got a great shot if he can. Mikalunas trying to set up. Mikalunas, the deflection! That's at the woodwork. Ball bouncing around, and it is going to be a goal kick. Not noted for his goal scoring, Mikalunas, but he came close.
Well, it's a great run round outside of him. Aguiar cuts back there. Robbie Nielsen goes now, he's saying he just has a pot shot deflection. There's been more incident in the first 10 minutes of this game than the last one at Murrayfield against Brio.
Well, the deflection, Cirillo was watching, and as his countryman Sorrentino was beaten. Cesar dealt with by Presley. Greek sides have scored on 4 of the last 6 visits to Scotland, and AEK look in the mood in that 5 of 7. Probably the first loose pass I think AEK have played in.
Yeah, it came from Emerson as well, but yeah, they're knocking the ball about excellently, and Ivic and Emerson are just sitting there and allowing the 3 guys in front, particularly wider players, to push right on, and it's causing Hearts no end of problem.
Worries for Valdas Savanauskas, who's played in the Champions League. He's said that to his players, what it's like. This is a real step up in level. Nielsen Mikalunas. Sent to tumbling by Georgias. And the referee wants a word.
I've given the benefit of the doubt there, and it's a foul certainly, but I don't think it's meant. I don't think it's a bad foul. Cynical perhaps.
Well, the referee will show him the yellow card. There is no benefit of the doubt. So Georgias, after 12 minutes of the match. Well, Nikos Georgias, the fullback, is yellow carded. Hearts looking to play it forward. That's an easy one for Delas to go across. Leo Pospisil referred to Edgar Jankauskas, who's on the bench this evening. I think they've looked better together so far this season, Pospisil and Bednar.
Yeah, I think perhaps that's due to Jankowski's searching for fitness as well, but certainly they've looked a decent partnership. Bednar on Sunday against Celtic was terrific.
Cesar the target. Karapidis couldn't win the header. Presley just happy to let the ball runs. Hearts gained just a few yards and no more. Pospisil goes chasing. Delas tries to get in there. Bednar. Mikalunas. Goes against Hearts on the far side. Roman Bednar perhaps didn't have to do what he did. Quickly out to the near side. And the offside flag. Lagos with a strangely bad ball for a change. Hope you're enjoying the first leg so far. It's been interesting, and you can join us from Athens in a fortnight's time, 7:30 p.m. from BBC One. We look forward to your company. Cyril under pressure. Hagiar tried to find McCann. Fisas now. Former Panathinaikos player. This doesn't make him overly popular with any of the AEK Athens fans. Liberopolis did well. Ivic in for Cesar. Mikalunas drawn in field, he has to come out and help. That's a well-worked 1-2. Cesar plays it in. Cannily through to Craig Gordon in the end, but the movement again good. Yeah,
what's happening is somebody has to come out of the back four or from midfield and pick up Liberopolis, who's playing as a second striker, and he's getting acres of space.
Getting good support from Ivic. Emerson will tend to sit. So although there looked like a push there, play on, says the referee. His angle was different. Ivic loses out in the midfield. Neil McCann goes chasing. Away. Patasso. Lagos is down again.
Fisas looks nervous to me. I mean, he doesn't look like the player he usually looks. He's giving the ball away. He's not getting about the pitch. Maybe playing against his people from Greece.
Well, his fellow countrymen are there, and of course former teammates as well, plus the international squad. It is a big night. He may put some pressure on himself.
And maybe seeing young Lee Wallace playing so well on Sunday, putting pressure on him as well.
Goalkeeper scurries back. Shoulders closed down by Mikalunas. That's good pressure from the Hearts wide man. Cesar. Won by Presley. Hearts starting to settle down, get more into the game. Here comes Pospisil. Very calm defending, well read from Bruno Cirillo. Lagos playing it through. Berra has to stretch. And again, a nicely weighted, tempting pass for the forward Kapitanos to run onto.
One thing Berra has, though, is he's loaded with pace. Did really well to get there.
Kapitanos a real threat. Just one goal so far in his career in the league. Might be in the way that the Greeks prefer the name of AEK. Obviously the translation. And AEK started very brightly indeed. Wilson trying to spoil. Wilson challenged well. Mikalunas. Yellow jerseys swarming around him. Ball gets played back. Cirillo. Seems like everywhere the ball goes and Hearts have it, there's at least 3 or 4 yellow shirts around them. Ivic gets a good pass, he's coming forward. Fisas cut out the initial ball, ball played back across. Liberopolis again coming, setting up. Might be some space for McCann now to move it forward. Mikalunas takes on Cesar and Georgios. Cirillo's header looked a little short. It was well dealt with in the end. Emerson. Again, the long shot comes in. It's been interesting. I mean, we knew it was a 4-4-2 setup as Hearts, you know, had to play against that, but they are moving about very well here.
Well, as I say, Liberapolis is playing as a second striker, and Lagos is playing wider pushed on, Cesar's playing wider pushed on, and Emerson and Ivic are sitting. And basically it's a 4-2-3-1.
Well, Hartley alongside Brelly played together in every SPL match for Hearts until February last season. They are such a mess in the middle of the park. So no Brelly, no Hartley, and it's hard for Hearts. Karapidis making his debut. Ball gets played away. Now back on to Neil McCann. McCann out to Fisas, onside if he can get there. He'll try and stretch it back. The ball stayed in. Hearts have a chance. Mikalunas. Well, he was involved in the start of the move, and Ivanauskas knew that was a golden opportunity.
It's the partnership we were talking about as well. McCann and Fisas in the last third is potent. Great ball from Neil McCann and a terrific cross. Whether it was in or not, I don't know.
I don't think so.
And Mikalunas got to do a little bit better, albeit he was under a little bit of pressure.
From our angle, it looked like the ball had gone out, and Hearts would have counted themselves fortunate if they'd scored from that.
But the important thing was terrific play from Hearts.
Ball out of play on that far side. Stephen Presley, who'll threaten John Robertson's European record of appearances for Hearts. Should Hearts reach a group stage in either the Champions League or the UEFA Cup. McCann. Karapidis was just pulled there by Emerson.
I've got to say, early in the game, Neil McCann's the one Hearts player that's shown real composure on the ball and keeping the ball and passing it.
Vladimir Ivic. Liberopolis. And all the way goes through. So Craig Gordon drops the ball down. Lazy from Ivic in the midfield. Well, Fisas again was fouling. Unnecessary there by Fisas. Ball played quickly. They do play at a good tempo, the AEK Athens. Emerson.
Emerson plays at his own tempo.
I was going to say almost Lennon-like there.
It's
just the back pass.
Really talented boy, but he does stroll around the park doing his passes.
Well, Pospisil and Bednar have shown they can be deadly. Anything that's floated back badly. Here comes Ivic. Little ball across. Presley deals with it. Pospisil. Well, that's what's called a lack of communication. Ball gets played forward again. The wall pass comes in. The shot saved by Craig Gordon. Vladimir Ivic with the shot, but that started with Mikalunas and Karapidis.
You've got to blame Karapidis there. I mean, Mikalunas is just going to head that. Smashing little 1-2 again and a good strike on target. I get the feeling it's not going to be the last save Craig Gordon's going to make tonight.
Again, the ball gets played through. Again, Hearts have got to defend. Christophe Berre, who's played so well. His best run in the top team. Karapidis. Onto McCann. Little dink ball forward. Well played, Neil McCann. Tempting ball, but too far away from Mikael Pospisil. But a good interchange.
Oh, excellent. He started the game so well, Neil McCann. I'd like to see him drive with the ball a wee bit more, using his pace.
Well, Neil McCann, well, the hand was on the jersey. Nikos Liberopoulos went down. He's perhaps fortunate not to see a yellow card for that, certainly in a European competition. McCann just calls for Fisas to go outside him. Patassa took his eye off that. Berra went out with the arm and he's pulling too. Lagos gets away. He's playing on the right-hand side, but he is a naturally left-footed player. And that's why he can step inside.
That's really dangerous coming off the right flank. Try to win it in front. Christophe Berra should maybe just have played it any touch there.
Well, Van, we were just having a little concern. Ball gets played through. Presley played it. His goalkeeper told him not to. Wilson comes across. On to Christophe Berra. Given away. Without really any pressure. Lagos again. Liberapolis. He's going to go for it. And out of play.
Somebody needs to get close. I've said it before, I don't want to repeat myself, but Liberapolis is getting far too much room, and it's a decent strike. One of these is going to go in.
Well, we're looking for a man of the match, but it's a Hearts man of the match we're looking for. VIP hospitality for Hearts' next European home match. And 09011 110 861 is the number to call. A Hearts man of the match, if you can agree with Ian McCall. And a lucky person picked will be at Murrayfield, courtesy of Hearts. For the next round, enjoying some fine hospitality. Whistle battling. Gets the decision. Fisas on to Pospisil. Cans with him. Pospisil will just try and win a corner. It's a decent ball across. In terms of the Greeks, I thought they just left them to knock that over. Kalunas does his job. Karapidas onto Bednar. Great touch from Bednar. Although it's always hard to go back and beat the man the second time. And onside, long ball. Capitanos looks to see who's support. Plenty of yellow jerseys coming. And Berra does the job. Not only does he block, but he wins his side of throw.
Counter-attack there, it was about a second and a half.
Ball gets played away. Hearts coach caught on the counter on Sunday. Here's Emerson. Cesar. He's always wanted to play at Murrayfield.
Rash. He had a lot of support outside. I think Georgios was getting up outside him there.
Certainly what we've seen of his play. And there is the boss, Lorenzo Serrafera. Doesn't speak Greek, just speaks Spanish. Went for a very long press conference yesterday. But he has a reputation of being a coach who likes to play attacking football. And the AEK, who beat Benfica in a warm-up by 3-1, were highly impressive. Started well. Kalunas just gets the touch, but he just came off him too heavily. Emerson. It's neat play in the midfield. Liberapolis again. Dropping, hoping that Lewis will pick him out. And Lewis himself. Good play. Rich. Liberapolis again. Complacent play from AEK Athens. Second place in the Greek League last term. Panathinaikos.
I think it was good patient play, but I think it was also good defending from Hearts. Pushing them back, pushing them back.
Valdelas coming forward. Patasso, the Argentinian, just signed this season. And the challenge came in there. Bruno Aguiar. And the referee decides a yellow card is a punishment that is merited.
I mean, I think that's his first challenge as well. I mean, it was a little bit mistimed, but I don't think it deserved a booking.
So one apiece. Georgias having been booked. Aldas Ioannouskis looking on. I think he's concerned. Ball gets played. Cesar comes in.
What a ball into the box from Delas on the back. Honestly, outstanding pass.
So Craig Gordon has been under some pressure, and that's why 10 attempts on goal in 28 minutes. If they keep that rate up, there'll be another 20. And that's when the law of averages will kick in. Pospisil just stayed. Delas won the ball. Bella eventually gets the shout from Craig Gordon. We could hear it from here, but Hearts are struggling. It's very quiet as well when you can hear the shout of the goalkeeper in a crowd of, well, around 30,000.
Well, it's because AEK Athens have absolutely dominated the game, and Hearts are struggling to get any passing going at all.
Here comes Neil McCann. Yeah. Pospisil. Morris doesn't seem to be too phased. The ball gets played away, the flag goes up. Hearts knew that was offside on that occasion, but Hearts are struggling to get anything in the midfield, and I think McCann and Mikulinas are drifting very far infield.
Yeah, they need to keep their width. Also, one of the strikers certainly has got to come off and try and take part in the game, take the ball to feet, and maybe try and get a midfielder into the space he's left.
Allows play to continue. Cesar forward, Presley. Nobody challenging Ellison in a maroon jersey. And McCann was tripped there.
To be honest, but I think it's got to come from the coach. I think the coach has got to change the system slightly.
15 minutes to go in this opening half. No deflection. Goes against Fisas, who's not led too much luck so far. Liberopolis again coming across. Lagos. Sergius Mikulinas trying to put him off, didn't do enough. He's coming forward. Cesar. Two at the edge of the box. And the fullback, Georgios, never scored in the league for AEK Athens. And he came close to scoring here.
Maybe you can see why. All he's got to do is get in it. Well, maybe it's slightly behind him there. Maybe, you know, the run maybe he was in a wee bit too early. But I don't know. I think he's got to try and get something in there. It's a great ball in the box.
6 years at AEK Athens. Great experience. The left fullback, Liberopolis, coming forward. And these fans are expecting a goal. Karapidis. The referee is not particularly happy with the pushing that's going on. Corner can't be taken. The assistant was standing over it now. Cesar. There's the ball in. Always a difficult one, Berra. He gets the results, Christophe Berra. He certainly wasn't going to be phased. He took his time.
I thought he did really well. Didn't panic at all. This could quite easily have hit him in the arm there. And he's turned away. I mean, I don't know if he'd as much time as he thought as he ran it out. He maybe got a wee bit lucky, but good composure. Well,
he held up his fingers last time to tell Hearts how many goals to score. We await the signal.
This is a different standard entirely, Paul.
Hearts trying to find a way through. Mikulinas, good block. Cirillo just coming across. The experienced, the 29-year-old Italian. AEK were expecting a free kick there. Mikulinas can come forward. Hearts moving in, the ball coming across. Nothing more than a waste there. And Roman Bednar knows that he had Pospisil coming in the middle and Fisas coming in support.
You know, that's what frustrates me about Bednar. He's capable of brilliance, but he's also capable of this. You know, it's a really good chance to get a good ball in the box, and you know, it's an awful cross.
Potasso just stepping forward, losing out though. Fisas. Perhaps front two, you get a good impression of how not to win the ball. Magos goes in again. Uvich, strong and pacey. It's 5 against 3. AEK Athens have that in their favour. Cesar, will he pick his spots? Well, once again, Hearts, the defence was cut open, but they did just enough.
Just slack passing from Hearts as well, and you're right, 5 on 3. Stephen Presley does absolutely brilliant here to make up the ground, and it's a lunging challenge. Stephen Presley's holding that back four together just now.
But if that was a Hearts chance, we'd be disappointed that it didn't hit the target.
Oh, definitely.
It's flowing the way of AEK Athens. Left foot outswinger. Cirillo. Well, it would be easy just to say it was a typical centre-half shot, but to be fair, it probably was.
It's half a chance, though.
Yeah.
You know, there's nobody on him at the edge of the box.
Well, they're the noisiest people in the stadium at the moment. The Greek bench. The Hearts fans are so quiet. And I knew it was going to be tough. Forward again, out of play. Well, Hearts are certainly struggling in the middle of the park, and Julian Brelli, who's got a chest infection, we're told, unable to play. And well, what's going through his mind?
Well, he'd always love to be out there, but I think unless the system's changed, even he would struggle to get a hold of the ball out there and get close to people. Athens
didn't get the opportunity to watch AEK Athens against Benfica. Potasso comes forward now, tries the shot, blocked again.
If it has just slipped that inside to Livropoulos, what, you know, he was absolutely free, right in and goal. Again, good play. Don't know if that was a dummy meant, but 33 there running through and goal there, just a wee slip and he was right in and goal.
Half a dozen corners. AEK are looking for that valuable away goal. Cesar plays in, bundled by Bednar. And the ball's going to go out of play for a corner. Well, safe to say, the number one does not agree.
It was a tight one no matter what. His angle of his arms across the line perhaps, probably was out.
I think if you drew the invisible wall up, he would have crossed it. Cesar again. Hearts got a touch on that through Pospisil. It's almost like until you get a good corner, you can have another go.
Well, you know, you say you don't leave that ball, but I think Pospisil must have awareness there to recognise that that's going out the park, relieve the pressure.
Well, the pressure continues to build on the Hearts goal. Cesar that time. Pospisil made it even more interesting. His own post. Played the ball across. Well, that's the third time in this match the woodwork has been struck. An easy ball through. Stefano Sorrentino can gather.
Well, what in front, it's a fascinating game, but it's fascinating because it's so one-sided.
No, Pospisil just flicking the ball across, marking his own post. Potasso just trying to wander forward. Livropoulos not happy with the decision, but he has played so well. Livropoulos, Greek internationalist, as is Stakis Fisas. Just looks concerned. He'll be wanting half-time to come. And signs of the Hearts song coming around Murrayfield. Dallas came for it, didn't win it. Emerson kicking away there. On the ball was then pulled back, and it goes against Roman Bednar. Just to stay calm. It's been a frustrating opening for both Hearts front players.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a physical mismatch at the back there with Delas. I think you may see Jankowski's quite early, if he's fit, you know, to go in there, and he will give him a target to hit and maybe bring the ball in and link the players.
There's Jankowskis, scored in Europe for 4 years. Hit 4 in the UEFA Cup campaign with Porto. He waits. Again, the space is there. Liverpool's comes forward. He'll try the shots.
The only thing I'll say is that, and I don't want to say it, but Craig Gordon, apart from one comfortable, he hasn't really had a save to make.
Well, the pressure has really been all one way against the side who finished second in the Greek League. They were runners-up to in the Cup. Meeting soundly. But one shot on target for AEK. Cesar coming wide. And the flag goes up against Roman Bednar. It's not easy, he's just trying to find that little yard, but he was caught offside.
Fans certainly not happy with it. I think he just offside, he was a yard offside, came back to go in.
Solentino has had very little to do, so he gets involved with that. Karapidas plays it for Hearts, so you're watching it. Kapitanos comes back. Liberopoulos was out of international plans for a couple of years, didn't take part in Euro 2004.
I'm not so sure he didn't have a kick at Robbie Nielsen there.
Karapidas lost it in one. And the boos turned to cheers in an instant. Well, Hearts are looking to do something that neither Rangers or Hibs could do, and that is get a positive result, either a draw or a win against AEK. Presley played for Rangers against AEK, plays it forwards. Bednar just trying to go in with a shoulder, penalised again. Well, I thought that was a shoulder.
Yeah, I don't think that was a foul, but it's cute defending. Well, you know, it's a nudge in the back, and it's a smart defending. I don't think you can do that and get away with it in Europe.
And Delas just explaining exactly why. He's a tall lad, but he went down because the contact was made. Wasn't going anywhere, got him out of a situation. Tasso. Better wins it for Hearts, but again there's no link-up play. Fitas just has to spoil the ball forward. So AEK have enjoyed much the best of this opening. 41 minutes. Emerson running through. He's better with a touch again. The midfield don't snap it up for Hearts. Georgios, Cesar is wide. You see Robbie Nielsen bundled off the ball. Cesar, Karapidas for Hearts. For Hearts, these 3.5 minutes plus, well, I guess about a minute of stoppage time can't come quickly enough and tick away. There's Emerson, Lagos. It will be 1 minute. Gets played through Presley. Straight to Cesar. Goalkeeper has to go back. And Craig Gordon got a touch.
I think he got a slight touch on that, yeah. I don't know what. And I don't think Craig Gordon's getting that, so Stephen Presley has to put it in the stand. And he didn't get the slightest of touches. It's turned into an absolutely great save because his feet are going the wrong way there. And he's launched himself across it with, oh, fingertip.
What a save from Craig Gordon. Normally Presley and Gordon in tuned, but not on that occasion. Cesar plays the ball across, bundled across, and Craig Gordon there once more.
Again, Hearts usually great at defending set plays. It came off a shoulder there. What was Robbie Nielsen? Was it Robbie Nielsen?
Well, Craig Gordon's had a lot of clean sheets, but Presley, Pospisil and Nielsen have all tried to beat him so far tonight. Hearts trying to find some pressure. I'll tell you what, if Hearts could sneak a goal now, they would deflate the Greeks.
They should be wearing a mask as they go off if they get a goal here.
Half-time team talk should be in Southampton.
This is as good as a corner, though.
Here comes Robbie Nielsen, Legos the man in front of him. It won't put off Robbie Nielsen. Bullock comes in, Emerson. The initial header away. And Hearts do enough to win a corner.
I've seen games like this in the past, and Paul, Hearts grab one here.
So the corner count well against Hearts, as you can see, in the first corner.
I think it's the first time they've been in their half.
Corner whipped in, goalkeeper didn't look great. Players falling across, Michaelunas. Perhaps with a little bit more time to consider. Robbie Nielsen taking absolutely no chances.
Rightly so, good defender.
The way the half has gone for Hearts, there's no point. The 11 times champions of Greece, and exceptionally good at times. Liberopoulos again. Tasso loses out, here come Hearts. Bednar. Emerson just got across Bednar. Ball gets played away. Free kick goes Hearts' way. Referee Nikolai Valcourts has kept right on top of things. Liberopoulos just comes back to help out the defence, only he'll probably just stay where he is. Bednar being pulled by Delas. Jersey being tugged there. Fisas plays it in. Bednar is being held. The referee doesn't even flinch as the ball goes away. Cesar. Michaelunas has to close him down. Plenty of yellow jerseys forward. Cesar, it's a brilliant run from the Brazilian. Sets up. No, Berra was there. Here comes Emerson. Hearts are all over the place. Legos on to Emerson. Emerson onto the left with the curling shot. He'll get a second chance. McCann goes in. And Berra plays it away. I thought it was going to be a goal kick.
I don't think he could. I thought it was as well, but I don't know if he can take that chance. But at times it's like a training game, the way AEK Athens are cutting through halves.
Tell you what, if Olympiakos and Panathinaikos are watching this, they'll be worried in terms of the Greek League. AEK are playing in a real sense of style. Tasso plays it away, but at the additional time has come to an end, and Nikos Liberopoulos has been sensational in the opening half. The Greek internationalist has moved well, and he's been at the heart of the things that have been good for AEK. Well, Craig Gordon has been busy, not too many shots direct perhaps, but he's had to see the woodwork rattled a couple of times. And it's been nervous. Half time. Hearts 0, AEK Athens 0. And this is why the woodwork struck once, twice. Michaelunas coming close. And there it was Pospisil thumping the ball against his own post before Craig Gordon could get his hands on it. It has been very interesting. I wonder what John McGlynn's made of it. He's with Keredinitsan.
John, what have you made of that frustration, disappointment?
I think we're a bit nervy at the start. You can see that they're a very good team and they put us under pressure immediately, which obviously we were trying to do that to them, but that didn't happen. They hit the bar. From a corner kick, they hit the bar, but at the same time we had Michaelunas had a shot that got a deflection, but we've hit the post, so you know, it's 0-0. Now reassess the situation and try and get in behind them, because I think when we do get forward, we do look as if we might create something, but at the same time they've had a few shots at goals, and we're trying to stop that second half.
How do you change things around for the second half? What needs to be done? The most important thing needs to be done for the second half?
We're probably getting a bit overrun in midfield. I think we're a bit too wide in midfield. We'll probably get a bit narrower, because they're basically playing 4-5-1. They've got the extra man in there, and in midfield need to get a bit more narrow because they're getting the extra man in there. But when we get the ball, you know, we have to get in behind them. Their big guys are winning the high ball coming up. We need to get into the channels and run into the wider areas and then get delivery crossing, which when Takis Fisa's got to the byline on one occasion, we got a ball in the back and Nicholas had a shot that went over the bar. That's more like what we've got to do, you know.
We appreciate your time, John. Best of luck for the second half. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, John looks a bit shell-shocked, doesn't he? And it's been a bit quiet in here as well. We've all been at matches where the half-time scoreline doesn't really tell the story. This is one of those. How it's 0-0, Gordon, I've no idea, because Hearts have had a pounding, haven't they?
Not half. I think hopefully all the Hearts fans are at the game and they don't hear us talking about this just now, because we're about to knock their team down a fair bit because they were so poor in that first half. And you've got to give AEK credit. They were a different class. They tore them apart, passed the ball really well, created openings, and just more or less dominated the game. Hearts have been so outplayed so far, and the only thing they can really take from it is going in just now and they'd be delighted with the scoreline. 0-0 is a terrific scoreline for Hearts so far, because there should be 3-4 goals down. No
doubt about it. And yet, we said it beforehand, Pat, one of the things that Hearts have always been very, very good at is being solid defensively. They're not tonight.
They are anything but that. I mean, John was saying there that they were nervy, they were edgy, they were getting beaten in midfield, they weren't creating enough. I think that was him putting a positive spin on it. It was that. They were torn to shreds all over the place. You said to me right at the top of the programme, who's going to put the foot in the ball? And I didn't think that would be a problem. It is a problem. You're absolutely right. It's a massive problem for them. And the Greeks, they're tearing Hearts apart on the left, on the right, but particularly in that gap. Ian McCall mentioned it as well during the game. That gap, just the number 10 position, as it were. And it's lad Liberopoulos who's actually getting in there most of the time. But it's which, you know, where he's going to stick a finger in the dike. There's about 42 different places where it's coming through. The manager's got a big job to do.
But they seem to be free every time, Pat. Every time there's a pass on, the Greeks are getting themselves free. There's a free man everywhere they're passing the ball. And that gap between midfield and the striker, somebody's getting in there, just drifting in, and he's getting played in. A number of times even they've just, the first player dummies the ball, somebody's behind him, he lays it off. I mean, they've had very few shots on target, but they've had an awful lot of shots at goal, and fortunately for Hearts,
well, they've had a few on target, and they certainly have had plenty of chances.
Very inaccurate.
Right for the start as well.
Well, let's take a look at them, because it was right from the very start of the game, the first 2 or 3 minutes, where we're all sitting here saying, what is going on? Hearts backs to the wall and virtually stayed that way for the whole of the first half. A number of chances. And to be fair to the Greek, wonderfully creative football and real skill.
Good imagination all the way through. That was a lovely ball across there, and a good striker there. It's not a good defensive line by Hearts, but really in the end that was a really good ball across there. That's just putting a bit of pressure in there. We knew Delas was decent in the air, and he's causing problems all over the place every time he goes in there. But you know, Hearts, you see Craig Gordon there, he's going, calm down lads, you know. But
it was actually Stephen Presley's head though, wasn't it? It was Stephen Presley got the touch, because there was so so much disorganisation at times there, and he's got the touch there off the crossbar. But Hearts were in disarray for most of that. Look at the space they've got. There's a man there. There's Liberopoulos just drifted in there. Nobody was picking him up.
I think they've got a wee agreement that nobody's going to pick him up today at the moment. And I think John McGlynn does make a very good point. He said we're a wee bit wide. Actually, on the left-hand side there was lots of skill from Julio Cesar and a few others. But that little gap there, where they're shooting from there, time and time again, all the way through this game, they were getting it just outside the D, in the area with the number 10, as I say. Ian McCall mentioned it, but I mean, a blind man could see it there. And John was saying,
there's a dummy that I was talking about as well. First man dummies it, second man just lays it back to him.
Hearts would normally have
so often.
Well, Hearts normally have a sitting player there. You know, usually Agua would be there.
Or Brellier. I think they're missing Brellier tonight.
There's no doubt they're missing Brellier tonight. Yeah. And one thing he's got to do, I would be shocked if Hearts put out a 4-4-2 for the second half, because quite basically they're not going to survive if they do.
No, it says almost damage limitation. I was reading somewhere beforehand that AEK haven't played a competitive match yet. They might just come and take it easy and play for the draw. Not happening. Wasn't much of a Hearts response because of the fact that all hands were on deck at the other end of the pitch. This was what they did manage to come up with. Nothing really to worry the Greeks too much, sadly.
No, it was a deflection in the end up, but it was the first effort on goal that the Hearts of Dams, I think it was about 15, 16 minutes gone in the game, which was unbelievable when you consider that, you know, Hearts are the home team. It looked, we were watching the game, if you wandered in and thought this game was in Athens, you wouldn't have been surprised, because it was just so much they were on top. But this was a decent move in terms of just getting the ball across, getting the effort. Not a very good effort though, but at least they got in behind AEK on that occasion. Very good work by McCann, good ball. Faces had to chase it, but they haven't done this nearly enough, Hearts. They haven't created enough opportunities coming from the byline. I felt if you play two wide men like Michaelinis and McCann, you really have to be getting behind the team on the wide area, or you won't create anything. Hearts haven't kept the ball.
We had another strange little incident tonight. This is becoming quite an issue. It certainly was at Tynecastle on Saturday. This idea of it when injuries happen and the ball is played out. Now, Takis Fisas here gets injured, plays the ball out himself, and then seems to expect it back.
It's to see where his injury is. He's got a little clip there, but he's all right.
Now,
and
is he entitled to expect the ball back there, Pat?
well, you're entitled to expect it, but do not rely on it. Do not depend on it, because you could end up going out in Europe. He's standing there.
He's standing there appealing for it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, appeal for it once you get the ball. Yeah, they're immoral for doing it, yes. Yeah. It's the wrong thing to do. But
you play on and complain, don't you?
But I'll tell you what, there's nothing against the law of the games to say that they shouldn't do that.
No, but let's have referees running matches rather than players deciding when they're going to play the ball out of play and expect it back. It's creating too many problems,
no,
surely.
You're absolutely spot on, and I think that problem will disappear if the referees make that clear. But in that situation there, Fisas, you do not take the chance and expect to get it back. Don't take that chance at all. And although he may well be in the right, it doesn't matter. See, if you're 1-0 down in the right, you're in the wrong.
Well, I learned in primary 7, play the whistle. I mean, that's,
exactly. But you can't suddenly just walk out and then say, well, you should be playing this back to me, when you've got a player running in behind you who could have actually created a goal there.
Yes, yeah, imagine if that had been the opening goal. Sorry to stress the point, Jambo fans, but it was a pretty disorganised display by Hearts at the back. And again, more examples of real problems in the Tynecastle or the Murrayfield defence.
Well, that ball's over the top of Fisas again there, but I mean, this is all over the place. They're desperate to get it away, and there's no one taking control of the situation. That is the one that led to the problem we were talking about there. But all the way through it, I think what we did see is Hearts have been organised. That is the thing that we know about Hearts. They are well organised, but it hasn't looked particularly well organised so far. You know, they haven't been controlled so far. And I think every time this boy, Julio Cesar's got on the ball, you know, I think that's scared the Hearts defence. That's two Hearts defenders tackling each other there, which isn't the best.
There's the free man again, the little 1-2. Somebody getting the ball played into him, Liberopoulos just gets it, knocks it back to somebody, and they have a shot. That's
another bit of disorganisation. It's a bad clearance away. It's not out, you know. Hit it into the stand. Craig Gordon there, he's in, he's struggled to get away back. Again, Julio Cesar, we thought it was a cross at first, but that might have been an effort at go as well, and it's a nice little bend on it. But certainly, Craig Gordon's having to use all his experience, and he's playing very well so far. But he's hanging on by a thread just now. And the thing about Hearts fans, you're apologising to them there, but they're not used to this. They're used to good organisation. They've watched for a long, long time. It was Presley and Webster marshalling that, organising it, and then having good fullbacks. But at the moment, the defence isn't working well at all. And I think it is because they're getting attacked from so many areas. And it is particularly that area just in behind the front two.
I think the problem is because it's the midfield. The back four have got a problem because the midfield, there's so much space. Yeah, and there's a great example of it. A little ball through there. I feel sorry for Karapides. This is his first game. He says the defender. He comes as a centre-back, I think, and all of a sudden he's been forced to play you know, in a centre midfield role. That's difficult to do.
It is, but if you're watching the second half, if this watches, I'm sure everybody at home spotted this, that little area there. How many times does he get the ball in there, just outside the D? As I say, Ian McCall mentioned it right at the start, but it's so obvious, it's so clear. I mean, it's shouting out, there it goes.
Little run in there, that's where again, somebody just has to make that run all the time when they pick the ball up, and it's happened time and time again. And it's difficult, maybe, hopefully John McGlynn and you know, the coaching staff, even have spotted that. But I think that what he's saying there is that they've got to really, they maybe have to get another man in the centre midfield there. I don't know who they've got in the bench can do that, because they are short of players. We spoke about it before the game.
That's absolutely right.
You know, Tao, Brellier, Hartley.
This is possibly the worst position. Look, it's massive space there they've got. I do feel sorry for them, because you did mention at the top, there are a lot of players missing. They are important players missing, and if Brellier was there, I'm sure he'd be doing it, but they need to get someone to do it.
So, problems for Hearts, although it's 0-0. Let's look on the bright side. It could easily have been 2 or 3 or 4. Let's take a look at some of the other scorelines around Europe tonight in this final qualifying round. AC Milan are 1-0 up. Filippo Inzaghi getting the goal there. Final result, CSKA in Moscow winning Rezem Berok, who are from Slovenia. Dynamo Kiev looking pretty good too. 3-1 winners over Fenerbahce. Galatasaray 5-2 over Mlada Boleslav of the Czech Republic. 0-0 in Hamburg. 0-0 as we know at Murrayfield. Levski Sofia against Kiev of Verona, making only their second European appearance, but 2-0 defeat for them in Bulgaria tonight. Lille looked pretty strong as well against Kometal of Macedonia. Liverpool Maccabi Haifa, 10 minutes late kicking off. Apparently traffic congestion around Anfield, so that one's running a little bit late. It's goalless so far. Shakhtar Donetsk of the Ukraine, 1-0 winners over Legia Warsaw. That'll be a tough second leg. And Standard Liège 2-1 up on Stoya Bucharest. Red Bull Salzburg of Austria 0-0 with Valencia. CIS Insurance Cup ties tonight. 3 first-round matches taking place. Arbroath 0, Elgin 0. Ayr United 2, Berwick Rangers 0. That's into the second half. And Montrose 1, Peterhead 0. But the bulk of those CIS ties, of course, were played last night. The pick of the match is probably that all First Division tie at Dens Park. Alex Ray's side took just 10 minutes to go in front, and it came from Paul Dixon's long throw. Gary Mackenzie flicks it on, and Gavin Swankie puts Dundee ahead. Thistle pressed hard for an equaliser, and it came 5 minutes before half-time against the side they beat in the opening league match on the same ground on Saturday. When it did come, it was well worth waiting for. A delightful floated chip from Darren Brady over young goalkeeper Scott Murray. 1-1 at half-time. Thistle then went ahead halfway through the second half. A Scott Boyd knockdown, and Billy Gibson was in the right place to put Thistle in front. And Thistle then set the seal on a second consecutive victory at Dens, 15 minutes from time. Scott McCulloch's corner, headed in by Scott Boyd. Dundee 1, Thistle 3. And there's last night's other scorelines. The big shock, I suppose, would be Third Division Queen's Park's 2-1 win over First Division Hamilton after extra time. I might say that Queen of the South's 4-0 win over Clyde was a shock result as well, but I'm sure Ian McCall wouldn't agree with me there. Incidentally, in the friendly match tonight between the champions of Scotland and England, it's 1-1 at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Celtic. More details for you later on. We're hearing from Murrayfield just ahead of going back for the second half of the Hearts AEK match. No changes in the Hearts team, which is surprising on one level, but maybe not in another, Gordon. Who would you bring in?
I think that's the problem they've got. I think the changes you would make would be in terms of if you had players to come in and change the system. And looking at the players on the bench, they don't really have that. The only thing I thought they might do would be to maybe bring on Lee Wallace and maybe move Fisas into a more central midfield area so that they could actually go and close down in there. But they're thinking this is a game that they're going to try and get a victory from rather than just not lose the game. But at the moment, you can only say that Hearts, it can't be as bad in the second half. So surely the talk must be. I was very encouraged by the performance at the weekend. Terrific performance against Celtic, so strong and powerful. Nothing like that tonight, and the AEK have embarrassed Hearts in that first half. But as I say, I don't know whether it could be as bad over another 45 minutes.
Let's hope not. Let's get ourselves back to Murrayfield then. 0-0 at half-time. And it's back once again to Ian McCall and Paul Mitchell.
And Hearts rejoin us. Hearts have lost 3 of the last 6 at home in Europe: Bordeaux, Schalke and Ferencváros. Although they conceded just 4 goals, they scored none in a losing match. Here comes Bednar, comes on. He's in such good form, but it's been very frustrating so far for him this evening. For AEK, they've played 32 European matches since their last visit to Edinburgh. They have won only 8 of them. They've drawn 12 and lost 12. But Julio Cesar has stretched Craig Gordon to the limit. And AEK Athens do have the experience. They've won the last 2 third-round qualifying ties. They beat Abel Nicosia, Cyprus home and away. And in 2003 against Grasshoppers, they lost 1-0 in Switzerland and overturned it by 3-1 at home. Liverpolis and Capitanos stand poised. It's an important second 45 minutes for Hearts. And at the moment, 0-0 is looking like a very, very attractive scoreline. Ball played away. AEK, well, they missed out on signing targets. Ariel Abagacillo of Atletico Madrid, Andrea Delibasic of Real Mallorca, Sam Della Bona opted to sign for Napoli in Serie B. You wonder how good they'd be if they had those three players. AEK Athens, who supplied 7 players, including the president, Demis Nikolaidis, to the squad that won Euro 2004. Nikolaidis, now the president of the club, saved AEK through a consortium from bankruptcy. And this long ball just floats away. They've had a tough time of it in recent years in terms of finance, and they've already admitted that they've spent some of the money that they will get should they reach the Champions League. So some pressure for Lorenzo Serafera, 53-year-old Spaniard, 2 spells in charge of Real Mallorca, Real Betis 2, and he won the Copa del Rey in 2005. Unorthodox from Mikalunas, forcing the challenge from Cirillo.
Certainly got the crowd up. They even get a throw in the last third of the field.
So Robbie Nielsen, captain of the Scotland future side, and Walter Smiths get together next week with the long throw. Bednar trying to find the ball, calmly defended and just thumped away. AEK were starting out for the first half, and if they're going to get the ball presented to them like that in the second, they will do some damage. Cesar. To see his goalkeeper sweep the ball away. It's a little battling for it, Hospital. Referee will allow the free kick there. And Hearts almost looked like they were mugged at the back.
I think Berra might have been a little bit fortunate there.
So the Hearts man of the match. It's been a tough shout so far. VIP hospitality courtesy of the Tynecastle Club, but you'll be here at Murrayfield for Hearts' next European action, either in the Champions League or the UEFA Cup. You can agree with Ian McCall, and they're picked for the Hearts man of the match. Nielsen plays the ball forward. Hospital did enough to win Hearts a corner.
Important this as well, Paul, because the way the game's gone, this could be their best opportunity to score a goal from the set play.
Took Hearts 44 minutes to get their first corner. It's arrived an awful lot quicker. Stephen Presley, 1 European goal. Can he double his tally? Can plays it in. Going across there was Christophe Berra. And Berra, and his 3rd start in Europe, almost got on the end of that.
Decent ball in the box. Berra just gets in front of his man, doesn't quite get enough on it. I know there's usually a lot of pulling in the box, but this game's unbelievable. The amount of pulling that's going on is crazy.
Well, the referee has had a word with 1 or 2 players, but very few referees at the end of the day will award a penalty kick for a pull and a shot in the box.
Certainly, but that's the only way to stop it. It's the only way to stop it.
Memory serves me correct, was Craig Thompson who awarded one against Kyriakos, the Greek. Rangers against Dunfermline at East End Park on Boxing Day, having warned the Greek defender. As Hearts concede through Mikalunas. Cesar getting ready to take. He has played so well. Cesar, 26-year-old, Gilles Vicente, a spell with Lokomotiv Moscow as well. Emerson, plenty of power in it from Emerson, but thankfully off target.
Yeah, it's a good strike. You've got to hope though that Craig Gordon from that distance, because he's such a top quality goalkeeper, will take a hell of a shot to beat him.
Scored in Greece for Rangers, did Emerson. His only goal for the Ibrox club against Panathinaikos.
No discernible change in system for Hearts. Karapidis is maybe dropping back and picking up Libropoulos. Apart from that, nothing.
Here come AEK again. Karapidas beaten to it by number 17, Ivic. Karapidas, he doesn't look like he's up to the pace of this. Georgias coming forward, tries the little pass. Well, half shot, half pass, one result, and it was wide.
I would describe it as something else, Paul.
Is it polite?
Right. No, it's not polite, so I can't use it. But Karapidas, you're right, isn't at the pace of the game. You know, he's broken behind there. It's a poor effort. AEK Athens finishing tonight from distance has been poor.
How do players react? I mean, if you wake up on the morning of the game, you think you're not playing, and suddenly you're told, you know, you're going in there.
Most players I know are delighted. You know, they get a real boost from that.
It's not been the case so far. Hearts thinking about the change. They're not hanging around. And Jankowskis used as a sub, I think 10 times in the Champions League through Porto. Gets played forward. Here comes Pospisil against Delath. Michaelunas. Georgias right behind him, trying to find some space. Michaelunas, was he touched? And the referee decides it's going to go Hearts' way.
I'm smiling at you, Paul, because I don't think that was a foul.
I don't either.
Again. I think Michaelunas has done very well there, but you know, it's good wing play. But I think really he's looked for the foul, as all decent wingers do, of course. Don't think it was a foul.
I must admit, I thought the referee was just going to go with his assistant and give the throw. Sorrentino, the 27-year-old Italian goalkeeper for the Greek club. Now, the referee is talking about the pulling and pushing. I'll tell you what, you need about 6 referees in there to stop it.
Well, the linesmen are now called assistant referees. They've got helped out.
McCann delivers as badly as he possibly has. And it's fair to say Hearts are not flowing. Just enough of a touch from Aguiar to put the ball out of play, but it does look like Hearts aren't going to make that change, and Karapidas, I think, will be withdrawn.
Yeah, but Jankowski's coming on as one of the strikers, going to play in behind in the hole and play with 3 midfield players. We'll see.
Cesar against McCann, it's Hearts' throw. Well, Hearts only conceded 35 goals in 45 matches last year. So far, they're outscoring opponents 7-2. Goodness me, that could have been levelled up this evening. Libropoulos going for it. The whole AEK Athens bench were up. They thought they'd taken the lead.
Wicked deflection. I thought it was in myself from up here, but it's actually hit the pole behind the goal.
Corner swung in, Hearts deal with it initially. Breaking in there, Fisas, there was some shouting for handball. Fisas coming out. Sorrentino under too much pressure. Pospisil may be the man to drop into that midfield area. Karapidas. Oh, Michaelunas was beating all ends up there. Georgias. Left back comes forward. Libropoulos. Cesar. A swarm of yellow shirts in the box. Ball gets played wide. Robbie Nielsen to Michaelunas. Oh, Hearts want to make that change. The Greek under-21 and under-23 internationalist on his debut is withdrawn. He's got plenty of European experience with Pauk Salonika, but he gives way to a man with greater experience, Edgar Jankowskis. Immediately involved. Yes, confident enough to play it into the middle of the park. Berra just touched away from him. Capitanos.
Looks like Jankowski's going to play off the front, try and stop Emerson being as influential as he has been.
Interesting move by Jankowskis. Played through. Well, Cesar has been influential a dozen goals in 41 league appearances. That's the way he creates. He was showing the danger tonight. It's almost near like the Hearts of the team who haven't had 4 games this season and AEK have.
It has been real domination, but the important thing for Hearts is still 0-0. I think that's the only thing that's encouraging the crowd, actually.
Hearts got the throw on the far side. Christoph Berra, on the highest level he's played at. Interesting to speak to after the game and see what he's made of the movement of Liveropoulos, who's dropped off, and Kapitanos should have done an awful lot better with the service he's getting. Ivic with a little push in the back. Neil McCann with a cross. Villas heads it away. And Picasso then knocked it out. Well, the danger of the left foot of Neil McCann was there.
Almost a perfect cross, just a little bit more on it.
Well, he has to move back. Magos just standing. Head flick on. Jankowski's trying to let it run across his body. Mikulin, I think, took it away from him. And this is AEK Athens on the break. And they've more attackers than Hearts have defenders. Berra saying not to use his goalkeeper. Aguiar to Presley. Gets played forward. Hearts will get the throw. Hearts have had such a good season last year. He had so dominating. It's been a long time since a team really has dominated Hearts in this way.
Yeah, and I think it's shown, although Vladimir Romanov has signed a lot of players, they do miss their big boys when they're out. I mean, Brelly and Hartley in particular, is absolutely crucial to this Hearts team.
Oh, what a difference he would have made. Paul Hartley is looking on. The good thing for Hearts is that the away leg is in 2 weeks' time. Just that extra week to recover.
Yeah, they'll need him back because he has developed into a top class player.
Hearts hoping to get him back. He may not be match fit, but he'll go straight into the side if possible. This is why Hearts being overrun in the midfield. Emerson, Lagos. Fisas trying to come away there. He's fouled on that far side. Fisas and Liveropoulos played together at Panathinaikos. Liveropoulos just looking on, his former colleague had a little tumble. He's trying to just get inside. Cirillo touched that, he has to play it away.
Better from Hearts. Good turn from Pospisil and a nice little pass in behind.
So Jankowskis, for the last 3 games, can McCann deliver to him? Knocks it off the Argentinian fullback. Hearts had a little spell of pressure at the tail of the first half. And now another little spell of pressure. Fisas has just sent an advertising board.
They'll be wanting their money back, that company.
Ball gets played forward. Head flick on, chance for Hearts! And it was cleared by Michalunas. Aguiar looked certain to score, and Michalunas did the defending.
Michalunas must have more awareness than that. He must get out of the way, he must see him coming. I mean, it's a great chance. You're spot on, Paul. Michalunas does the defending there. It's a decent little flick on, and Aguiar's timed his run to perfection. Surely Michalunas sees him there.
Well, the header on came from Pospisil, and Aguiar, well, I was going to nestle in the top corner. It's been a strange game. Hearts are defending at one end for AEK and trying to score against Craig Gordon at the other. Just when you think you've seen just about everything. Here come AEK again. Ivic goes in! They're so quick. They move forward so well, and the Serbia-Montenegro internationalist was close there.
Yeah, great move as well. I mean, he could maybe have played it to his right as well, but he's kind of slashed the shot wide though. But the more Hearts press to try and get a goal, they will leave space at the back, and they're very, very quick counter-attack, the AEK Athens.
I think they're enjoying themselves. It's fair to say the Edinburgh hospitality. As Mikalunas, can he make up for the problems he caused? He got just enough of a touch, but McCann couldn't get there because Georgios has been very strong. Liveropoulos leaves it this time. Ivic coming forward. Cesar always available on the left. The low ball in danger. And Berra. Well, they can go absolutely anywhere.
I think the important thing is good play, but Berra's got himself in a good area. It's a poor clearance, but he sees him, he sees his body open there. He should have cleared it better though.
AEK in search of the away goal. It's the first bad ball they've had from a set play, I think.
It certainly takes the pressure off, that's for sure.
On level terms, breaking forward. Jankowskis in. Bednar, can he finish? Off the post, Mikalunas! It's absolute daylight robbery, but nobody around Murrayfield wearing maroon cares. It's a first European goal for Solius Mikalunas, and Hearts have the lead.
We just said Paul Fisas hasn't looked himself all night, but it's his bit of skill that starts it. Dinks over there and then a really good pass through. Great ball in. I tell you what, it's a great effort out of his feet there. He had a wee bit to do there, but he has to finish it. You're right, daylight robbery, but does anybody care on the terraces? No.
Mikalunas scores for the 5th time for Hearts, and just how valuable will it be? The substitution, Jankowskis introduced to the action. Bednar on top form, did all he could to beat the goalkeeper, but the Lithuanian was there, and from 5.5 yards out, gives Hearts the lead.
Perhaps an interesting point, will the superior match fitness take over here?
Well, started both the SPL matches, came off the bench, and both legs against Cherokee Brieg, and this match has suddenly changed. Nilsson onto Jankowskis, tumbled by Emerson, play on, correctly so. Well, Leon doesn't agree. But that is a free kick. I thought Jankowskis went looking for it.
No, I saw it in the box. I saw earlier that Emerson was trying to get a hold of him. I thought it was a definite foul in a dangerous area, but they've got the foul now.
They've got the foul, and unlikely as it's been, they have the opening goal. AEK will make a change. Let's see how they react.
Different atmosphere now, Paul.
Hearts coming forward. Pospisil almost in. Hearts will now have to make sure they guard at the back. Mikalunas, his tail is up with the goal. On to Jankowskis. Miscommunication again, Cesar. Nielsen just got the legs closed to deflect the ball. Georgios, it's a free kick right in front of the referee. Hearts move it quickly, trying to unsettle their visitors. Well, it's the 7th time the Scottish and Greek sides have been paired together. The first time since AEK came to Easter Road. Well, it was some night then, it's some night at Murrayfield now.
It certainly is a shame Bednar didn't read that a wee bit earlier and get in line. It was a great header on by Pospisil.
Well, Legos, who's played well, he's one of the stars of the future, just called up into the international squad at the start of the year. He goes off, and a man who played at Easter Road, Vasilis Lakis, an internationalist, comes on. The ball goes out of play. Well, Hearts have domestic duty at the weekend. Hearts will take on Falkirk in match you can hear on Radio Scotland, and then you get all the results on BBC One Scotland at 4:50 on Saturday afternoon. in the Sports Scene Results Service. All the news and all the scores from around the country. McCann. Onto Aguiar. Forward. Onto Neil McCann. Aguiar goes in there. Referee decides that's a free kick. And Aguiar. Well, Aguiar is going to be sent off. That's a second yellow card. The referee has realised it. He was involved with the ball and knocked it away. And the referee then shows the red card to Bruno Aguiar. He will miss the next leg. Hearts in all sorts of problems. Takis Fisas goes in to intercede on his behalf. But it won't matter. Hearts are down to 10 men.
Well, I don't even know if it was a foul in the first place. He certainly kicked the ball away. He comes in here. He doesn't make a foul there. And I don't like Delas, the captain. I know he's a legend in Greece, but clapping a fellow professional getting sent off. Maybe, did he kick the ball away?
We continued to play. You've got to leave the ball alone. That's the directive that's been given. It's a technical dismissal.
They certainly need to take a striker off now. You know, I don't think you can leave 3 strikers in the park with 10 men.
Lee Wallace is getting stripped. Emerson plays it forward. Little flick out wide. The offside flag does not come up. AEK with plenty of players forward. The drive in. Nervous moments for Hearts. Presley. Michaelunas with the old bicycle. Knock away. Hearts have got... Oh, it's a long time, isn't it? 23 minutes.
Really harsh, Paul. I felt really harsh. I thought the first booking was harsh. I think the second booking's harsh.
Well, this match has had just about everything. The woodwork's been rattled. So many chances, couple of great saves. Goal against the run of play. A red card. And AEK building patiently again. On that far side, Marcus tries to go in there. Here come Hearts. Pospisil has to send Bednar. Well, Delas, as he's known in his homeland, very comfortable. Hearts may just have to make the change. Trying to invite a team like AEK Athens onto it is danger in itself. Georgias comes across, nodded away. Livropoulos again gets in there. Ball cut back, Livropoulos! Robbie Nelson knew it was going wide, but he's been a creator. That is his first real chance of the match.
Yeah, it's not a great effort, but you know, it is going to be back to the wall stuff now, there's no doubt about it. Cuts it back well here. Just not a lot of composure. It looks like it was his swinger there, to be honest.
Well, Roman Bednar, 4 goals in 4 games. Well, it's been a frustrating night for Bednar. And Lee Wallace will come on. And Lee Wallace makes his European debut for Hearts.
Excellent young Scottish player.
He was at the under-19 championships. He'll be hopefully going to the World Cup for under-20s in Canada. But there's another worry for Hearts. Andy Caldwell with Takis Fisas. And they must have known that he would be okay, or they wouldn't have made the switch. Hearts do have Leisure, Michaela, Elliott and Mole still on the bench, in addition to Steve Banks. But let's see the sending off.
Well, he certainly took no part in the tackle. You know, he wasn't nowhere near the ball.
It's picking the ball up here and knocking the ball away. Madness.
Madness by the referee and by the player. I mean, I know he can't do that, but I think the first booking was harsh as well. And crazy stuff.
Jankowskis. There's a little foot in there. There was on Georgias. The player knows he can't do it, but it's not like he booted the ball away 60 yards.
No, I think that's the key point. I mean, what was it, 2 or 3 yards away?
The law of the game. Hearts want Fisas back on. The whole bench were out yelling. It's just as well. He did come back on.
Come on, just at the right time there, Paul.
Timing's everything. Hearts were thinking about a change of Calamelli. He's put his top back on as Neil McCann wins the ball in the midfield. Pospisil goes in. Was it a heavy challenge? Play on. Neil McCann snapping away. And Emerson moves it in the game. There's a little nasty tinge just developing around the fringes. And the referee was always going to give that Lee Wallace. Well, Lauropoulos has probably never heard of Lee Wallace, but he's just been introduced. Free kick away. Cesar. He's drifted out the game, but what contribution can he make? Side Robbie Nielsen, soft ball in. Georgias goes in, good block from Hearts. There's Mikulinas. AEK drew in St. Petersburg last year in the UEFA Cup, 0-0 against Zenit before going out losing at home. The home record in European competition hasn't been great of late, that may be why, but pressing so hard. Little chip ball across. That's just happy to see that go across. Capitanos that time coming over.
Again, Stephen Presley, great defender. Our eyes just at the ball and puts the lad off. We'll see how he comes in. That's really tight marking in the box. He's not going to score under that type of pressure.
Pantelos Capitanos foiled.
It's a shame because I felt the substitution with Jankowski's coming on and actually had an impact in the game, and it worked a little bit. Be interesting to see how that would have went the next 10-15 minutes.
Free kick goes Hearts' way. It goes against Emerson. And Hearts just taking the time.
I don't think Stephen Presley or Christophe Berre will be going up for this.
Not a chance. Well, Cesar went in there. He was trying to retrieve the ball and then tries to pull across Mikulinas, the Brazilian and the Lithuanian. Referee just allowing play to continue. Cesar, the arm was up against Mikulinas there as well. Lee Wallace, he has to play that sitting role in the midfield, normally a left fullback. Ball gets played back. Mikulinas went in rather clumsily, coming forward. Hewitt's got a little break, but Craig Gordon comes out and foils. It's been a busy night for the Hearts back four and the Scottish international goalie. Well, I'd like to see that again. Emerson goes down, but the delayed reaction looked pretty poor from here. Unless Fisas was caught across the throat.
I think he was caught. Well, I'll tell you what.
No. No.
Maybe he was one of the chaps with a sore chest before the game and he just caught with his nail.
Well, Emerson goes back. Fisas. Well, you wouldn't have thought there was enough contact there. Neil McCann. Jankowskis, he's the man now being cuddled by Delas. Ball driven into the box, the low head flick on, chance for Mikulinas! His first finish was perfect, but that was a bit of a swipe.
He could have been a Hearts legend, what a chance. I mean, they're all over them in the box. I tell you, he's got to hit the target there. Maybe gone to it a little bit earlier, but it was a real mad slash, but it's landed nice in his right foot there. Could he have got onto it in the volley, or does he just take a little bounce?
Watch the reaction of Pospisil. He was so disappointed. He'd taken up a position perhaps for a cutback, and Mikulinas with a great opportunity. Hearts have been fighting hard, there's been no doubt. Ian McCall will pick out a Hearts man of the match. You can give us a call. VIP hospitality for Hearts' next European match here at Murrayfield, courtesy of the club. Give us a call if you can agree with Ian. You've got a chance of being here. The last 10 European matches at home have produced a result for Hearts. They've won 6, they've lost 4. The last home draw back in 96-97.
What a header from Stephen Presley.
Ball coming forward. Emerson, where's the ball? One there. Neil McCann will certainly get yellow.
That's a foul, it's a daft one as well.
Well, he knew what was happening.
The thing is, if Neil McCann's going to do that, he should be experienced enough to do it 10 yards further away from the goal. It's a clear trip. Just clear his heels there.
So Neil McCann, second spell with Hearts, signed initially by Jim Jeffries, gets yellow carded. It's the kind of position you just dread in, right in the middle of the goal, left foot or right.
Whoever's charging the ball will need to be brave.
Liveropoulos is over it. Ivic too. He's got a great shot on him. Cesar, the Brazilian. Remember, it's 10-man Hearts, leading by 1-0. 14 minutes to play. Ivic over it. It's Cesar! He wasn't that far away from this angle.
But Craig Gordon that covered, Paul. That's a great effort. It's about a yard away. There's been a few of them tonight. Good effort round the wall, good curl on it.
Decent pace.
Great pace in the ball.
Well, Hearts did try and charge down. Kauskas to Elliott, won the ball well. And Kauskas being fouled there by Vladimir Ivic.
It's a foul, just take your time, Hearts. No rush.
So Neil McCann was yellow carded. Remember, Aguiar sent off. Neil McCann on the receiving end that time. Play on, says the referee. Wallace trying to come across. Cavatanos lays it back. The shot comes in. Liveropoulos again with a strike.
Again, it's another strike from distance, so Paul. And it is going to take, I'm not saying they're not capable of something special, but it's going to take something special to beat Craig Gordon because he is exceptional.
Change is going to be made. The fullback, Patasso, will be withdrawn. And Emerson to the near side. Time drifting away for AEK, but not quickly enough from a Hearts point of view. Just leaving Pospisil forward. That's good play. When it comes to Pospisil, Mikalunas just too tight. Georgios sends it away. Fisas was instructed to send that back to Craig Gordon. But he'll try and be creative. Jankauskas. Here's Wallace against Dallas.
What is young Lee Wallace doing up there, though?
It's 4-on-4. Plenty of room to run. Like as the substitute, sets up on the left foot. Good block from Hearts. But again, they can't win that second ball. Georgios invites it in. Vera clears, but again, there's Hearts' problem. Into 10 men. Ball in, the header comes in. Gentle from Vladimir Ivic.
Well, it's a hell of a game, let's be honest, but you know, Craig Gordon has made one unbelievable save. Everything else has been comfortable, and at times AEK Athens, for all their dominance, are trying to walk the ball in the net.
Dallas being allowed to come forward. Nikos Georgios looking to get it forward, right-footed this time. That time just bypassing Liveropoulos, the strike partner there. Cavatanos almost in. Mikalunas just can't hold on to the ball. McCann takes the touch. To Lee Wallace. Lee Wallace. Well, wasn't quite as far. Here's the substitution coming up now. Martin Patasso on his debut for AEK leaves the field of play. And on comes our friend Stavros Georgiopoulos. His main name may not look like it, but I can assure you, Georgiopoulos. I'm told by my...
I don't think he'll be coming into the play much.
I would have put Stavros on his back. All knocked out of play. Hearts are 9.5 minutes away from a terrific result. The goal from Mikalunas after 62. Aguiar sent off 4 minutes later. And Hearts are considering a final change. AEK come forward again. It's an easy one though for Craig Gordon to deal with. Doesn't deal with it perfectly though. Libropoulos out wide. Bakis looking inside. Another good block from Hearts, so the ball does break back. Libropoulos goes in. Plenty of Hearts jerseys back. And Robbie Nielsen helps it outside the box.
Great example of trying to walk the ball in the net there.
Ball played in, bouncing around again. It's better that time. Comes off Nielsen, the shot comes in. Well, they will get a corner for that. Nikos Libropoulos, unlucky.
I'm laughing here because it's just an incredible game. I can't believe Hearts are keeping a clean sheet. Just a smash in there. Stephen Presley again on the block, who's been immense.
Well, Jankowskis was back there helping. Not many set plays can Hearts absorb. Hearts want to make the change. And the referee is going to allow it. Well, the board is being held up. The referee is finding Pospisil.
I hate seeing a change just before a corner kick. Hate that.
Well, it's not been an easy night for Miguel Pospisil. Champions League experience, of course, of Sparta Prague. It's been important tonight, but he gives way to Callum Elliott, who, like his 19-year-old friend Lee Wallace, makes his European debut. Ball swung in, Craig Gordon doesn't come for it, and that in the end was a great clearing header from Libropoulos, because there was a man coming outside him who looked certain to score.
Nearly all the Hearts defenders have been sucked underneath the ball. There's two in the back space clear.
I think Georgiopoulos was wearing his cloak of invincibility. Or invisibility, of course. But I tell you what, if he got hold of that, he looked certain to score.
Yeah, it was a great chance at the goal, no doubt.
So Georgiopoulos on as a substitute. Ball gets swung away. Barnes trying to clear the lines. They'll get a free kick there. Lorenzo Serafera, the AEK coach, was none too happy with that. He must be wondering how his new charges have not managed to find a way through. Looks like Chick Young from that distance.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Roger de Courcy maybe.
What a night it's been at Murrayfield. Great action. Jankowskis flicks the ball on. Strong header away. Little head flick on. Georgiopoulos knocks the ball away. And out of play. It has been a terrific night at Murrayfield. Hearts hoping to keep the goal lead intact, because Hearts will be going across to the Olympic Stadium in Athens, where the Champions League final will be played. And you can see the match live here on BBC One from 7:30. Georgiopoulos plays it in again. Gordon came and went. Should come down to Neil McCann. Fresh air. Hearts should have relieved that pressure. And Fisas was playing for the free kick, and that will be a throw. Hearts continue to try and soak up the pressure. A tempting ball in. Presley was blocked going for it, but Berra was there. Lee Wallace, Hearts have to clear the lines, and the referee decides that's a free kick. Although AEK were coming forwards, goes against Lee Wallace. Free kick taken quickly, the referee says come back, the player needs attention.
I tell you what, I think it'd be better for Hearts if they were allowed to take the free kick, because AEK had nobody in the box. Hearts had about 7 or 8 players. Very late. Just came in on his blind side, didn't he? Thank goodness he wasn't in the box, for Hearts' sake.
Ivic just challenged there. He played both matches against Zenit St. Petersburg.
A big moment in the game, this, Paul.
Hearts just keeping an eye. Stephen Presley staring out Bruno Cirillo. You almost feel the nerves from the Hearts fans round Tynecastle. Murrayfield, we'll get that right eventually. Murrayfield is a tense place to be. Cesar going for the shots. Excellent save again from Craig Gordon.
Craig Gordon is absolutely top class. He makes these saves all the time now, you know. He really is potentially one of the top young goalkeepers in Europe. I know that's high praise, but super save.
Moved one way and then came back. Sergio Paulos is again free as the ball comes in. That's got the ball away. And Robbie Nielsen. Time just ebbing away. Sergio Paulos again. Robbie Nielsen. Cesar. Stephen Presley. Eventually clears. And that's not a bad effort too from Delas. 35 yards. In fact, Cirillo came forward to take it. That was a great hit.
Oh, incredible effort. Craig Gordon scrambled across his goal there, caught it in a half volley, got it really sweet. I think he probably saved that if that was going in.
Great technique though from the central defender Bruno Cirillo. He had one horrible shot in the first half, dragged away. That shows what he's capable of.
That was a wee bit better.
30 shots on goal, no goals. I think it'll be extra training for AEK. Remember, they had a dozen efforts in the first 28 minutes, so Hearts have stemmed the tide. Callum Elliott goes down. Well, that's silly from Callum Elliott. Just got to try and hold on. Vladimir Romanov, well, looks as nervous as every other Hearts fan on the ground. Delas coming forward. 2 minutes separating Hearts in a memorable night in the Champions League third round qualifier first leg. Everybody back behind the ball now. Georgiopoulos. That was short. Nielsen just didn't get enough to put it out. Ball played in, decent one, header comes in! It was a wonderful delivery into the box, and it was a terrific goal too. Capitanos with a header. AEK celebrates, and what difference that could make and the overall complexion of the tie.
Bizarre as well, it's from one of the most least dangerous areas to cross the ball. Great cross. He's got in front there, and it's a great, you know, great header.
Well, Robbie Nielsen just couldn't get the ball out of play. Delivered in.
Just got across Christophe Berra there. But it's a lovely ball into the box, and it's a textbook header.
Well, you can only save your side so many times. And Craig Gordon unable to do so then.
Great header. I mean, that was the only place he could score in that corner. For the life of me, I can't say they haven't deserved it.
Hearts 1, AEK Athens 1. And it just changes everything. So AEK Athens, who pummeled Hearts in the first half, have found the reward, but they're going for the win, and they're going to get the free kick. They're thinking about another change as well. And Robbie Nielsen does have some trouble.
Well, Robbie Nielsen won't go down for nothing. It's obviously so he went over on his ankle there. Or just maybe his knee went back there.
Just a little knock. He just knocked the standing leg there. Well, there's going to be additional time, and it's not good news for Hearts fans. It's 4 minutes. Set play. Georgiopoulos, who delivered for the goal. Ball knocked away. Hearts trying to come forward through McCann. Wallace will tear after it. There's very little he can do. Was there a push? Well, Valdas Ivanauskas didn't like it one bit.
I'd like to see it. I don't really think there was much in it though.
Hearts will pick up. AEK were loose. Neil McCann. On to Stephen Presley. Have to use his goalie. Knocked all the way through. It's been a difficult night for a man of the match, Ian, but your choice.
Well, Mick Lunas has been excellent, but you know, in a multinational Hearts team, you know, there's one big hairy Scotsman. Stephen Presley has been immense.
Stephen Presley is the man of the match, and the winner from Livingston is Alan Bagley. Congratulations to you, Alan. You'll be here at Murrayfield for next match Hearts play in Europe, courtesy of the Tynecastle club. Presley goes chasing again. Under 4 minutes of stoppage time. Hearts will be hoping to get Hartley and Breley back. They'll be without Bruno Aguiar for the second leg in Athens, having been sent off. It's been a strange game at times. The one apiece Hearts then have to go to Athens and get on the score sheet. Liveropoulos steps in, makes some space, the deflection! It never should have been Hearts' night. They got the lead, but they've surrendered it. An AEK Athens side who've had so many shots. They finally got a little bit of luck they think their players deserved. Liveropoulos comes forward, and the deflection goes in.
And you know what? It's going straight into Craig Gordon's arms, isn't it? You can see the way Craig Gordon's going. He's got it well covered. You can't begrudge him it, but coming so late in the game, it's cruel. It feels cruel for Hearts.
Liveropoulos will claim it. Christophe Berra will want nothing to do with it. But it nestles in the net. And how things have changed.
Well, I give Hearts a, you know, the tie's not dead, of course, but it gives Hearts a mount to climb.
Hearts need 2 goals in Athens. And how it has changed. AEK Athens, who've never lost a Scottish side, look like continuing that fine run. And Nikos Liveropoulos makes the difference. Change being made. Daniel Tozer for Julio Cesar. Tozer, who played here a couple of years ago against Hearts for Ferencváros. But the whole atmosphere is now flat around Murrayfield, apart from 500 fans of AEK Athens.
I mean, AEK Athens have deserved to win, but I'd love to have seen it if Aguiar had stayed on the pitch for that 20-minute period to see if Hearts could have, you know, put more pressure on AEK Athens.
Time's just ticking away now. AEK Athens didn't settle when they went a goal behind. Hearts went down to 10 men in AEK. Have found 2 goals. Can Hearts find one? It would change the complexion. It's the difference between needing 1 and 2 goals. But the referee decides that enough is enough. Frustrating night for Hearts. AEK certainly deserved the lead in the first half. It didn't come. Had so many efforts on target, but when Hearts got the lead, it looked like they were going to hold on to it. For Liveropoulos with that deflection off Berra and Cavitanos, the 2 players combining. Emerson looked comfortable in the midfield, but it was a night that belonged to AEK Athens. Hearts will go to the Olympic Stadium in Athens in a fortnight's time, and boy, how difficult is it going to be?
Well, they need to score 2 goals, you know, so it's a tough task. You know, they can do it, but obviously it's a tough ask.
Well, the full-time scoreline barely begins to tell you about the game. Cavitanos and Liveropoulos and Craig Gordon just look so disappointed. Hearts fought hard, but they were overrun in the midfield for times. Karapidis on his debut, Aguiar too. Made life difficult for Hearts in the midfield, but Aguiar was a sending off for, you know, picking the ball up, just rolling it away.
You know, sometimes you understand it if the player throws it away, but he did roll it away. And I go back to the first booking, and I thought that was very harsh.
Well, the AEK have shown in their first match of the season what a good side they are, and Hearts will need to be on top form to get anything at all out of the match in Athens. You can see it, of course, here on the BBC, but they came to Edinburgh hoping for a good time during the festival, and they've certainly found it. The side didn't let them down. They worked hard throughout. Ivic and Emerson effective in the midfield. So the full-time scoreline from Murrayfield, a disappointing one on the night. Hearts 1, AEK Athens 2.
10-man Hearts, just a couple of minutes away from the most unlikely of victories. But in the end, I think you probably have to say, and disappointing though it is for all of us, Gordon, justice was probably done, wasn't it?
I don't think there's any question of that. I think that you're sitting there hopeful Hearts are going to steal it. You're looking at the situation. They get a goal against their run of play. They're up 1-0. And you think if they can just hold on now, then they go to 10 men. That makes it tough for them. I mean, they were having a hard enough time with 11 players in the team to all of a sudden have 10. And then you're thinking of getting so close to the end of the game. A goal just before the very end and then one in the extra time. It's a blow, but overall, when you're looking at the game, if there's any justice in the game, the team who deserve to win. And, you know, you're thinking Hearts were almost like as if they were playing away from home tonight. AEK were different class.
They were a good. The statistic that sticks with me, Pat, just a couple of minutes from the end, we saw it coming up. Shots on goal, Hearts 8, AEK 30.
That may well have been before they actually scored the goal.
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they played well. I would have been interested to find out. Hearts get the goal, they sneak the goal. If they had stayed with 11 against 11, and maybe AEK would have tired a little bit, you know. But then they got that lift where Hearts came down to 10 men. And that gave them the lift they needed. But as you say, you can't complain about it. No one's going to complain about it. But one thing I will say about Hearts, they worked their socks off. They defended really well. Big Stephen Presley, fantastic at the back. Craig Gordon obviously got all his angles all right most of the times. Nothing he could do about either of the goals. A deflection and a header right in the corner. So they worked hard, they tried hard, but that was a good side that beat them tonight. It
was a very good side. Having said that, an unlikely victory did look very much on the cards after this goal, which came just after the hour mark, just about 61 minutes. Very much against a run of play, but oh, what a magic moment this was. It
was a good move too. I mean, they got under pressure there. Fisas did well because he's the one that just picked it up and it was played through quickly. And Kaukus plays it in. I thought Bednar did excellently there because it's under his feet and he gets a shot in. Michelin is finished. If he'd only finished as commendably a bit later, it would have been 2-0 at that stage. But it's a good goal. But as I say, Bednar did well because that ball's difficult to get a shot in. But what a turnaround that was for Hearts.
Classic European football, playing the counter attack. You'd think that was organised by Hearts, but it wasn't. I think that was luck more than judgment. But the one thing you would say about them, they brought Jankowskis on in the second half. I thought, oh, I don't know if that's a good idea, that, you know, having the three forwards on at that point. But yeah, he helped create the ball. I think Bednar did, as you say, very well to get it out from. He really dug it out there. Michelin, he's got enough sort of energy to get up there and finish the ball off. So yeah, well done to them. But it's all about hanging on then. And I thought at that point in time, if they've kept 11 on, Hearts are used to defending the numbers. They're comfortable doing that. But as I say, with 10 men, that's going to be incredibly difficult. And AEK, it has to be said, were continually creating chances all the way through, not only the second half, but the first half as well.
Yeah, they dominated the first half completely, and they dominated the second as well. And despite the fact that for a while, until the last 2 minutes, in fact, they just looked as if they were going to play for a week and never score a goal.
They won the midfield battle. I mean, they just burst through Hearts all night. That little area we highlighted at half-time, just in front of the Hearts back four, they were unstoppable there. Their movement was terrific. They were getting loads of space. It was Liveropoulos was getting on the ball an awful lot, but they just kept bursting through and effort after effort, shots on goal, shots just off target, and you just thought to yourself, it's one of those nights when Hearts are going to get away with it here, even with 10 men at once. I mean, that's a good chance that Ivic, who's a good player, had there. And you know, this is a great ball whipped across goal here. Cleared not very well, but better there, but he gets it, you know, away for a corner. And you think Hearts are going to survive this. This is a team that are numerous chances
the thing is,
can't score.
there was hardly a point at all.
Great save this, by the way.
That's
fabulous.
There was hardly a point at all where they actually stopped creating chances. And if you create 30 to 40 chances in a game, I suppose every minute and a half or so you're going to make.
Or stop dominating. I mean,
exactly.
you at one stage you're looking at it and you're thinking, as I said at half time, if you came in, you say, our Hearts away from home tonight, because they were so on the back foot, it was unbelievable. That's a great ball in, I have to say. A fantastic cross.
Wonderful cross,
hard
but
to
a good
stop.
header as well, to be.
Oh, he takes it well. He comes
directed away from
to actually flick it away, get in front of the defender there, and he knows what he's trying to do is to flick it to the back post. But it's a wonderful cross in.